Welcome to day one of the rest of your life. This is Tracy from Esther 414 Ministry. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard the saying, good, better, best? And not just as an English term, okay, there's good, there's better, there's best. It can be applied to our lives spiritually as well. God has things that are called what is best for us. But there are times when the enemy will come along and he won't present just blatant sin to us. He'll present something that's maybe good, maybe even better, but it's not God's best. And you know what he's doing? He's trying to distract us from what God's best is for us in our lives. God has a purpose and a plan for each one of our lives, and it has nothing to do with good or better. It has everything to do with his best for you and for your life. Let me give you a story in the Bible to help you illustrate this, to see what it is that we're talking about here. We're going to be in Luke chapter 10, and we're going to start in verse 38. Now listen to this. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him, that would be Jesus, and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Well, this is the Lord's reply. Martha, Martha, you are worried about many things and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Wow. See, these distractions, they can get us off track. God could have burdened us with something, or we really felt led that this is what the Lord wanted me to do today. And then the enemy is so subtle. He can bring along a little thing that it's like, oh yeah, I wanted to get that done. Or, oh yeah, or bring a person along saying, hey, would you help me do thus and so? And you had already had plans to do this, but you think, oh, that can wait. See, these are the subtle distractions in our life that can come along, and it gets us going just a little bit off of that perfect purpose and plan that the Lord had for us. And the next thing you know, you're just off on this path that's in no man's land, down a rabbit trail, and you're missing out on God's best for your life. See, it can be the little small things in our lives, or it can be big things that can get us distracted. Yet, we are content with the good or the better, and not even realizing that we are missing God's best for our life. And again, remember this. Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to steal your time. He wants to redirect your focus so your focus is not where the Lord wants your focus. And so he can take away that best that God has for you. Now, let me take you to a verse in the Bible that specifically deals with distractions. It says this in Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15. Catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin the vineyards, are vineyards that are in bloom. This is an analogy of how Satan gets us distracted doing other things than doing the right things, those things that we really need to have priorities on. And it's dealing with relationships here, specifically a marriage relationship, but it can pertain to other relationships as well. See, Satan is at work trying to distract us in all areas, whether it's something really kind of small or something really, really big. Now, the really big things, you're thinking, well, I really do need to focus on that. Yeah, okay, you need to do what the Lord shows you to do on a certain thing, but then you need to learn how to release that to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm going to trust you with the rest of it, and not be distracted with trying to help God out in some way to get that done. And let me tell you, so how do we do these things? Let's take an example from the Bible, which is Jesus. What did Jesus do? Every morning, he would get up very, very early, and he would pray. He would spend time with the Father, because he knew, see, Jesus knew distractions will come along. There's going to be people out there wanting him, grabbing a hold of him, wanting his attention. And if he had not prayed up ahead of time, developing that relationship with the Father, getting the Lord's mindset, on what it is that his father wanted him to do for that day, it would have been like buckshot everywhere. He wouldn't know which way to go. I mean, and that's what happens in our lives. If we don't take the bull by the horns right now and we say, Lord, help me to make it a priority every single morning to spend time with you so I can get your mindset on those things that you want me to do, because I do want your best in my life. I don't want to settle for good or better. I want your best in my life. And see, in this story with Mary and Martha, Martha was getting distracted by what was good. I mean, it was good for her to get a meal from the Lord and to get it all ready for him and everything. But Mary had chosen the best thing. She knew how many opportunities would she have to have Jesus sitting in the house with her, and she can glean everything out of what he might speak. And she didn't want to miss one word. She wanted to hang on to every word because it was important, because he was important to her. Now, Martha missed that. She didn't see that. And so many times we do the same things in our own lives. We miss those moments when we can spend an opportune time with the Lord, when he's ready to open a door for us, and we're missing it because we're distracted by something over here. Guys, we want to get on the same page as the Lord so we can encounter his best for us each and every day. Don't let the enemy get your focus off of God, off of your spouse if you're married, off of your family, or what matters the most. Thanks for watching. This has been Tracy from Esther 414 Ministries with day one of the rest of your life.